Is that Rick?
It is.
I can't believe it.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah.
It's taken me, I don't know, 7 months maybe to get you. You may well laugh. It's been the most frustrating 7 months of my life, but I'm very persistent. Many a time I could have
Ah,
thought,
good.
no, I'll give up. But
Good for you.
I've chased you
Are,
and
are you in?
chased.
Are you in Sydney?
I'm in Melbourne.
Oh, you're in Melbourne. I love Melbourne.
Do you?
Yeah, yeah, I've been to a cricket match there, and I also went to the Aussie Rules
All
football
right.
uh,
Okay.
final there with the Swans, and so which was one of the most amazing things I've ever seen. The game was about 3 seconds old before everybody was beating hell out of each other. It was it was brilliant. I loved it.
Well, you'll have to come back. You've got an incredible memory for an almost 72-year-old.
Thank you very much. Well, I genuinely have like a lot of just a lot of time for Oz because apart from like a lot of people I got well,
Yeah.
actually I say relatives down there, they're all nearly all dead now, but but also just great memories of so many times down there, and hope that I can get down again before I depart this mortal coil, because
Well, I'm sure
that
you
would be great.
will. Can I take you back through your most
Go on.
incredible life? I've been reading lots about you, and I have to admit I didn't know all that much about you to begin with when my chase to chat to you began. But what I've read about you is just staggering. At age 25, you'd had a heart attack, and
Yeah, I had three of them. I've stopped having them now because they hurt.
and at 30 you were one of the biggest rock stars on the planet, and then sometime after that you were homeless and on park benches. What
Yeah,
happened?
that's called divorces.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, yeah, divorce will do it for you. That's what sort of happened there. Yeah, I mean, I've been married 4 times. Very happy now. Rachel and I've been together 19 years now, so we that's quite an achievement for me. Well, actually, it's more of an achievement for her really than me. But yeah, no, divorce is somewhat crippling, and each one of them you sort of go, I haven't got anything anymore, and then you start again.
Well, you've been
So
incredible that you
I,
have been able to start again each time and build it up again. And with such incredibly big dreams, the whole King Arthur thing was really a dream that kept you going and chasing that, wasn't it?
yeah, absolutely. I mean, the King Arthur, the whole King Arthur thing was just well. When I get a sort of a bee in my bonnet and I've got to do something, then uh, then I just have to do it, which is it's sometimes a real pain for my management because they go, you can't do this, and that is like a red rag to a bull. That means, oh yeah, I will. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it well, it always works, but sometimes it doesn't work quite according to plan. But that's half the fun.
Would you say that? I mean, you've got many legacies that you'll leave this world with. Would you say that King Arthur was definitely one of the biggest?
King Arthur was very special to me in so many respects. It's yeah, it means a lot. King Arthur. I loved all the music that I wrote. I mean, a lot of it I wrote in hospital.
Yeah, I read
King
that.
Arthur's.
Yeah,
Which so it's in a strange way, King Arthur is as much an autobiography as it is about King Arthur.
yeah, yeah.
If the truth be known. But
Y-
I mean, the last battle I wrote after the doctors and specialists had a meeting with me in there with my management to say that um, they felt, because they dealt with heart problems differently back then. I mean, back then I was in hospital for 9 weeks. Now they have you out in 9 hours.
That's right.
You know, it's so much different. And they basically said, well, look, we think you'll have to retire, no more touring and things. And I remember I went, sod that. I'd rather not be here. And and just decided to, which was probably in one respect stupid, just to defy the doctors in every way, manner, fashion, and form. And in
You
fact, I
think
went on tour,
you just went
and
out on tour?
yeah, went out on tour, which was well, now with what they know, I mean, obviously they work on the principle that the heart is a muscle and needs exercising. Back in the early 70s, it was, better rest it. And I couldn't do that. But one of the funniest things was I played for the Showbiz 11 football team,
Right.
and I went back playing with them again. And it was pretty well known that I'd had these heart attacks. And it was fantastic because I played up front, and all of the defenders, they were terrified to tackle me in case I dropped down dead. So it
So
was
you had an
absolutely brilliant. I
advantage.
remember, oh, it was great. I mean, what I did on a couple of occasions, if they came in really hard, I'd fall over and just lie still for about 20 seconds, and they'd panic. And I go, oh, something funny there, and then they'd leave me alone. It was great. I scored more goals that season than all the others put together.
Oh, that's very
Then they cottoned on.
cute. And you couldn't get away with it anymore. It seems to me, Rick Wakeman, that you simply don't have an off switch. Are you on all the time?
Yeah, yeah. I'm up 5:30, 5:45 in the morning.
Uh-huh.
Um, and yeah, I've certain routines to set me up during the day. I feed the cats. We've got 3 rescue cats, so I feed those. Then I go and we've got 2 rescue dogs from Bosnia with another one coming. So go and sort them out. They get very excited in the morning
Yeah.
and let them out. And then my missus is usually up by then, comes down. And then what I do is I go into my office I'm normally in there by 7. It's 7:15,
Uh-huh.
and I'll try and get as much done by 9 o'clock before the phone starts ringing. I find it the best time to get stuff done, and then it'll be in the studio or whatever it is I'm doing for the day, and I'll I try to log off, except obviously when I'm on tour or in the studio. I try to log off at by about 5 o'clock, so I'll have done like 11 hours odd,
Wow.
um, and then come into that. I like to separate home from work. I really do. I'm not. Uh, I mean, when people call me and it's about work at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, which my manager often does, I just sort of say, "Can you wait till the morning?" And if you go, "Well, can I talk to you now?" And I go, "Listen, Brian, you're at home. You're bored. You're bored. You don't have a home life. You're bored.
Yeah.
I'm not bored. Call me in the morning."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And oh, all right then. So that happens every now and then.
So you
But no, sorry.
no, no, you go. You finished. Sorry to
No,
interrupt.
no, I like my home life. Walk the dogs and do other bits and pieces. I like that.
And
That's much.
are you
That's
taking
much.
better care of yourself these days?
No. Well, I suppose I am really actually, yeah, because I'm up on the high level of diabetes too, and I was read the right attack by my doctor, and he said, "Well, unless you do something about it and lose some weight," he said, "there's only one outcome." And I said, "What's that?" He said, "You die." I went, "Well, I'm not ready for that yet." He said, "Well, lose some weight." So actually, this year I've lost in what have I lost in kilos? Probably 5, 10. I've probably lost about 15 or
Wow.
plus kilos,
So do you feel
and
you
I've
feel
got.
better for it?
I hate to admit it, but I do.
Really?
I actually do. I no longer bend down to do my shoelaces up and wonder what else I can do while I'm down there. It's yeah, no, yeah, I do feel better, and my wife, Rach, she's really encouraged. She keeps on at me to make sure that. So, I'd like to lose another 10 by Christmas.
Right. So what's the trick? Eating more healthy and doing more exercise?
It's a mixture of like, so no snacking. I mean, So there's no chocolates, no snacking, no that kind of thing,
Right.
and really not eating a lot just because it's a meal time.
Yeah.
I mean, some days I'll eat a lot because I'm hungry, and other days I won't. And you're right, it's the ex. I mean, dog walking really helps.
Oh, that's good. That's great. Um, Rick, you were, I'm not sure if this album has come out yet or if it's about to come out. Your 122nd solo album, The Red Planet, has that been
Oh, the
released?
Red Planet's out.
It's
Yeah,
out
the
already.
Red Planet is. Yeah, it's been out for oh, how long has it been out now?
A little while.
Um, yeah, about 9, 10 months, something like that. Yeah,
Ah. And is that your latest album or have you got more since then?
yeah. No, that was the later one. I did it just before the first major lockdown started. I managed to get it and recorded and done and ready, and then we put it out. It's done really well here, which I mean, really well. So we were very pleased with that. But we were going to do some shows with it, but of course, all the shows, everything's cancelled.
Of course.
So the first shows we'll do that'll include it will be next year, I think, sort of
Uh-huh.
middle of next year.
So how have you
Um,
spent the pandemic time? Have you spent it writing more songs?
I've tried, but I'm not very, unless I've got something to aim for, I'm not very good at that. I can't, I've been obviously playing the piano a lot and trying to put projects and things together. Um, but it's been a bit tough. I mean, I've been spending a lot of time apart from playing and whatever. We're in the process of moving house, which should have taken a couple of months, but it's taken nearly 2 years
You're a bit
because
of
of
a
the
hoarder.
pandemic. Well, I am, I must admit, but also we wanted to renovate the house, and
Right.
getting materials during the pandemic has been just, I mean, just hilarious, just about nigh impossible. So I've been doing that, and that's not been easy because obviously I had since 2019 when it all kicked off, I've had 7 tours cancelled, and that is not good because basically, for like most musicians these days, you're touring and your live performances is your income.
Correct. But I guess that
So
it's
it's
also
been
given you a chance to rest, although I'd imagine that you don't rest very much or
I
take
don't
time out
rest.
for yourself. No.
Crud. No, I'm not a rester. I mean,
Where do you get
I
all your
don't like
energy from?
um mainly from I don't know, from life in general, really. And I've got some good friends and people around me who we work together who mostly are considerably younger than me, so they're very energetic. Also, my kids. I mean, I got 6 kids, 12 grandchildren.
Wow, awesome.
So that keeps you.
Yeah, that's lucky. That's lovely. And are any as musical as you?
Um, Eldest boy Oliver's made a few records. He played with Yes for a couple of years as well. He did. He's what, 49 now. It's terrifying,
Right.
isn't it? Adams is 47. He's been with Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath for 20 years. And they're going back out again next year. Obviously, he's not been with us for 2 years because they haven't done anything because of the pandemic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He's a great player. He's a great player, Adam. He's really good.
Oh, that's
Uh,
wonderful.
the other, they all play a bit. All of them do a bit, which is good because I want them to all do well because they're going to choose which care home I go into. So they need to do well. No, they're great. And the grandchildren are hilarious.
Yeah.
So it's so I think if you surround yourself by people who are alive,
You feel more
then you've
alive
got no
too.
choice.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear
you've
you.
got no choice.
It's good. You
I
yeah.
don't, I don't, I don't want to hang. I mean, I've got friends who are my age and older, and musician friends who are my age and older. But I don't spend that much time with them because all you tend to do is talk about
Aches and pains.
your last visit to the last visit to the doctors,
Yeah,
what bit
absolutely.
fell off last week, and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I
so
certainly understand that. You're not surrounding yourself anymore these days with a fleet of Rolls Royces?
No, funny enough, I mean, I've just had a big clear out of a lot of keyboards and stuff that I thought, I haven't used some of this stuff for 30, 40 years. So what's the point in hanging on to it? So, and my son Adam said to me, Dad, you sell it, there'd be people who'd be love to play this stuff rather than stuck in boxes in your warehouse.
Yeah.
And they're right. So I've sold about 40 keyboards and other bits and pieces.
Wow.
Um, some have gone to private people, some have gone to a couple of museums, but
Amazing.
which is nice, you know. And as regards to the cars, I've got I do have one Rolls Royce, which is a rare silver Seraph, which I love. But you know, it's interesting what the pandemic does for you. It went down to the garage for have something done. I can't remember what it was, and he said to me, "Do you realise it's 7 months since we had this car in?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" He said, "You've done 11 miles since then." And I
Good
thought,
job.
why? I don't. I mean, I drive around in uh, a 15-year-old uh, uh, Lexus
Right.
SUV,
Right.
which I love, which
Yeah.
is great. Throw
Yeah.
everything in, the dogs in, and that, and and I think, well, that's what I do. I don't need the roller anymore. So that's going in an auction in July. So you're right. I am a hoarder, but I'm having somewhat of a clear out.
Oh, that's very cathartic. That's awesome. I read about you that you're starting up Rick's Place again. We were avidly watching from this side of the world as you were doing all of those through the pandemic. You getting ready to
Yeah,
launch that again?
we start filming. Funny enough, on Sunday.
Nice.
Uh, I'm doing the music section, six music pieces with singing with Haley Sanderson. She's fantastic. She's such great fun. Um, and we're gonna record those, and then also we're gonna record all throughout that week all the other little bits that will go with it. We had such fun doing it. It was such a giggle.
And it's such a nice gesture that you're providing people with too, because of course they can watch that without cost, and
Yeah,
just join you.
yeah, yeah. I mean, the whole object is just to do so. I didn't want to do. A lot of people are doing concerts and things online, and you think, oh no, not another one. And you know, and they concerts really are to see live. They're not to have on. I mean, yes, they're nice to have as a memory and thing. So we thought we'd just be a little bit more, a little bit sillier.
Yeah, and a whole lot
So
more
we like,
creative, really.
yeah, you can be. I mean, my only regret with Rick's Place was all my very careful product placement. None of the companies that I did product placement for have even acknowledged the fact that I did product. I mean, I was hoping that I'd get sent the odd jar of Horlicks and some Lucasade and
And you got
nothing.
nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
That's hilarious. Can I just ask you, from your incredibly extensive back catalogue, is there an absolute favourite tune that you have, that one that is more dear to your heart than anything else?
It's probably the theme to King Arthur, if I'm honest. Um, I mean, it's been used for so many things, that theme, telly thing, including loads of general elections over here, and it's been used in South America for their news
Yeah.
things. It's just, I just really, I can remember writing it, and I can remember writing that on that particular theme on a piano which I no longer own. That disappeared in one of the divorces, and I can remember writing it. I had it in my head, and I wrote and played it, and I thought, you know what, that's pretty good. And I can remember thinking at the time that it was, yeah, actually that's okay. So it is probably the King Arthur theme.
Right. And as a session player, so many years as a session player and helping out on a list of people that you've played with is just so long. You've performed a whole bunch of classics, from Cat Stevens' Morning Is Broken to Elton John's Madman Across the Water. Is there one that stands out for you as the most fun?
Yeah, it has to be doing Hunky Dory with David Bowie. I did a lot of stuff with David, but doing that album was incredibly special. The freedom that David gave you to play. I mean, tracks like Life on Mars. You know, he just said, play it as you want to play it. You know, and everybody you did stuff for gave you the freedom to
Right.
play
Right.
exactly as you wanted to play. And David was brilliant at that. So yeah, Hunky Dory, Life on Mars, probably, yeah.
Awesome. And do you feel you're getting better with age? You're getting more creative as you're getting older?
Um, you like to think so. You have, I like to think you have creative moments. I mean, I felt that the Red Planet when I did it was some of the most creative that I've done for many many years. Um, so that was pleasing. You thought, oh, I mean, still got a bit of it there. It's very very difficult um, to analyze creativity because I mean, when you're young, everything is fresh, everything is new and fresh. As
Yeah.
you get older, you're just to a lot of extent using the experiences that you've got. So you have to be careful when you're writing music that it's not writing from experience as against writing from creativity.
Yeah, that
So
makes
you always
sense.
try to, and it's ever so hard to know sometimes. I mean, I sort of, I'm pretty honest. I know when I've written something and it's half decent, and when you've written something, you go, you know what, that might be good for a TV theme, but it's not any good for anything else.
Right. But you're still as passionate about it as you were when you set out?
Oh yeah, oh absolutely. I mean, I mean, it's just it's a dream, really. I mean, I feel. I mean, I've had lots of ups and lots of downs, and the ups are much better. Trust me, I much prefer the ups. But how wonderful. I was fun enough. I was saying to my one of my daughters just a few days ago. You know, she said, "What will you do if one day you can't play anymore?" And I said, "Well, it'll be very hard. I'll always be able to do something because you can write. Even if you can't, you know, play as with the dexterity you used to, I'll always be able to do something, and I might write some more books because the two Grumpy books I wrote did very well."
Yeah.
And I said, at worst scenario, if I'm stuck in a rocking chair somewhere, I said, and I wake up in the morning, sit in the rocker, I will never run out of memories, and that's what music has given me,
Oh, that's
uh,
gorgeous.
and that and that you just, I mean, you can't ask for any more than that.
No, you're absolutely blessed. Genius, you were born the genius, and you'll take that all the way with you. Thank you so much for
Oh,
your
I
time
must,
today.
I must, I must owe you money for saying that.
Well, it's a well-known fact, and the millions of people right across the world would absolutely agree. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, and I've had to wait a long
Thanks,
time
Andy, and
for it.
I will have to, I'll have to get somehow get back down to Oz because for that I definitely owe you a coffee.
Okay, you're on. That sounds good. Thank you so much. It's really been
Oh,
lovely
you're
talking
welcome.
to
Thanks
you.
ever so much, and hope to see you soon.
I hope so. Keep well, won't you? All the very, very best,
Cheers, will
Rick.
do.
Have a great day. Bye.